Hello, No Budgeters. So this week we are reviewing a film called On the Basis of Sex, and it's written by I don't know who's written by Daniel Stiepelman and directed by Mimi Lader. It's starring Felicity Jones and Armie Hammer. It's rated PG-13, which is great.
And it's running
and it's a running time of 1 hour 30 minutes. That's actually really handy, actually.
I should post it somewhere out of there so we don't aren't clearly reading off of a piece of paper.
So, On the Basis of Sex, it's about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It's Ginsburg, isn't it?
Ginsburg, yeah.
Ginsburg. Mm-hmm. So, I never heard of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Mm-hmm. She's I describe her as a Supreme...
She's a U.S. Supreme Court Justice. Mm-hmm.
Justice. And she fought for women's rights, or gender equality. Mm-hmm. She actually went to Harvard originally in the 1950s, late 1950s, mm-hmm. and she then went on and...
Yeah, had quite a distinguished career as an attorney.
So this film tracks her life and goes on about her going to college, and she was one of the only few women in Harvard Law at the time, and she went on to Columbia as well, didn't she? So it's fascinating. Now, I'd never heard of this woman, but I actually heard there's a documentary out as well called RBG about Ruth Bader Ginsburg as well. So I really enjoyed it. It was a really, really fascinating film. I thought it'd be nominated for an award, but it hasn't been on the award circuit. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that kind of bothers me because I agree. I think it is an award-worthy film. I thought Felicity Jones's performance was fantastic. Like the way the accent and just the way she portrayed the character, I thought was great.
It's kind of strange because her accent is so unusual, but that's a New England accent. I didn't realise. I thought she was terrific, but she has been getting bad reviews in some...
Oh, really?
Yeah, The Guardian didn't like her acting, but I couldn't see, what they were going on about. But I thought she did a terrific job, and they made her look like her as well. Mm-hmm. And there's one fascinating scene at the end where it shows Felicity Jones as Ruth Bader Ginsburg walking up the steps to the Court of Justice. Uh-huh. And then it transforms into the real Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and it was lovely. Yeah. So I really enjoyed it. I suppose the cinematography I thought was a little bit flat. Did you find that a little bit grey or something?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I didn't recognize it when I watched it, but you're probably right. I think they were trying not to have it too, toned one way or another, maybe. And
it's just one thing that's just stood out with me. There was you wouldn't be winning awards cinematography on this film.
No, it's definitely not a cinematographer's film. It's
definitely
acting and story film.
Like it was an Armie Hammer who's in What's Call Me by My Name was last year. So he plays the husband. And he was, really, there's a really good supporting cast in this, I thought. And her daughter as well was...
Oh, the daughter was great, yeah.
Really, really good. And actually there's a cameo from Kathy Bates, which is unusual to see her in such a small role in a film.
So I think, what I liked about the story is it kind of focused on her career as, going to school and overcoming those obstacles of being one of 3 women in her class at Harvard. And, or I think that was, I don't remember the exact number, and then... Basically, she wasn't able to become a lawyer because nobody would hire her because she was a woman. So she taught until she got the opportunity to try this case, case where a man basically was being discriminated against because he wasn't a woman, and which was interesting.
It was, and as a woman watching this, it makes you feel so angry that even in late 1950s America, that women were so discriminated against. Yeah. It was so frustrating to see this woman who went to Harvard and Columbia and then couldn't get a job as a lawyer, and her husband
was top of her class.
and
couldn't get a job.
And even when her husband got sick, she skipped on a year and did his course as well. It was absolutely incredible. I know they did take some artistic license with certain things, obviously. But they had to really. But it made me feel, as a woman, very frustrated and annoyed that was going on, and the injustice of it, So, and that's what she felt as well. You can see it in the film.
I think my only problem with it is when she finally starts showing up in court, and this is more from a directorial point of view. they have her do these long pauses before, like, so there was the scene where she's trying the case, and then it's like she wants to talk, and then there's like a cut of the clock, and then the judge, and then she starts to say something and then stumbles, and then there's this long pause, and then just these long drawn out dramatic pauses that I mean, obviously I wasn't in the courtroom, but I question, like, she was such a confident person as portrayed in this film. I find it hard to believe that she would be so unconfident, you know, when she's actually in a courtroom.
Yeah, 'cause I noticed that as well. I think that wasn't true. I think that was artistic license.
I think so too.
Yeah, 'cause she wouldn't, if she went through all that, she wouldn't be so lacking confidence in the courtroom when it mattered.
Yeah. Or at least showing that lack
showing
of confidence.
it, and then having her husband jump in, you know. But I really enjoyed it, and it made me feel very annoyed that women were treated this way. And I thought it was a terrific film, and the fact there's a documentary out at the same time, which is, I don't know if that's a coincidence or
I was kind of curious, like, well-timed, intentional, or
it's
what
weird,
the deal was with that.
because someone I know said they're going to this RBG. I was like, what's that? Oh, it's a documentary. And they actually hadn't heard about the film, so it was kind of weird. But I don't know, when is it still out at the moment? It's very limited release.
It is limited release, but it opens for regular release the 22nd of this month, so February 22nd for a full release. But it's probably still going to be not a huge one, because, like you said, it's not getting a lot of notice, so it probably won't be in theaters for very long.
I think they tried to push it for the Oscars, but it just completely wasn't on the radar at all. So it was a surprise, and I think Felicity Jones did a really terrific job.
Absolutely.
So I don't know what the Guardian was talking about. So I know. Another thing, the trailer is a little bit deceptive. I thought it was going to be slightly different. So don't take it by the trailer, go see the film. Yeah,
it's well acted, all the performances all around, and it's just a heartwarming story about not just what she overcame in her life, but the family structure she had around her, the relationship between her and her husband and her daughter and stuff, I think also make this a really good story with a lot of depth, you know, which I really enjoy.
Do you know she's 85 years old at the moment, and she does yoga. I think she does yoga every day. So she's absolutely an incredible woman in real life. So if you don't get to see this film, check out the RBG documentary, which is supposed to be amazing as well.
There you go, February 22nd. Go see it.